In a small-town diner, a quiet Marine veteran flips pancakes, hiding his past and his scars. When a billionaire biker arrives, she tears open old wounds, revealing a hidden connection that will change their lives forever. In a small-town diner, in a quiet little town, a man named Harlan Boyd was quietly doing what he did best. He flipped pancakes with a rhythm that was as familiar to the regulars as the hum of the old jukebox in the corner. His diner, Lena's Joint, was a place of solace for the weary travelers and locals alike, who sought refuge from the world outside. His sleeves were rolled up just high enough to reveal tanned forearms and scars that told tales of a life long gone but never really forgotten. People often spoke of how quiet he was, how he kept to himself, and how he seemed to live in a world of his own. But there was a reason for all that silence, all that time ago. And that reason was written on his skin, the Marine Corps tattoo on his shoulder. That eagle, globe, and anchor of his past was a haunting reminder that he had once been a decorated war hero. Barely visible underneath were the words scribbled on the ink, carved into his past, and forever etched into his memory. Force Recon, Copcutration Red Dust. Gunny Sergeant Harlan J. Boyd, carved into his past, and into his soul. The sun had barely set on the quiet little town and the town's quiet little diner as a Harley rumbled into the parking lot. The roar of the engine shattered the lazy hum of the afternoon. Harlan didn't even look up. He knew the sound of a Harley all too well. The door swung open like a declaration of war. Leading the charge was Ramona Steel. She was a woman of legend, a billionaire biker who had once made headlines and had a reputation that preceded her. Her boots struck the hardwood floor with a confidence that demanded respect. Her eyes, hidden behind jet black shades, scanned the room as if it was a battlefield. She wore her sleeveless vest proudly, exposing muscular arms inked with bold, sprawling tattoos, wings, chains, wolves, fire. There was something sharp in her gaze, something that hinted at a power that went beyond her intimidating presence. And that was what made Harlan look up. When she finally reached the counter, she didn't waste any time with pleasantries. "I hear the pie is good here." "That's true, cowboy," Harlan said. The waitress, a plump woman in her 50s, flinched slightly but nodded, scribbling something on her pad. Ramona's gaze lingered on Harlan, her eyes narrowing as if trying to place him. "You look familiar," she said, her voice a low purr. "Ever ride with the Broken Sons out of Nutvadat?" "Nope," Harlan replied, his voice calm and steady. "You serve?" Harlan paused, his spatula still in midair. "Lot of people serve." Ramona leaned over the counter. "You got that look, the kind of man who's seen blood." Harlan didn't flinch. He just wiped down the grill, his motions precise and unhurried. Then, without warning, Ramona reached out and grabbed a fistful of Harlan's collar, yanking it open. The sound of tearing fabric cracked through the room like a gunshot. Guests followed and someone dropped a plate. The jukebox glitched into silence. Harlan's eyes met Ramona's, steady and unyielding, but it was the sight of the tattoo on his chest that made her hand tremble. The globe, an anchor of the United States Marine Corps. She staggered back a step, her face pale. Harlan reached up, pulling the halves of his shirt together. "Some things aren't meant to be displayed," he said softly, his voice laced with a quiet strength. "They're meant to be remembered." Ramona's eyes widened, and she took a step back, her hand dropping to her side. The room was silent, the air thick with unspoken words and forgotten memories. Harlan turned calmly, plated a slice of rhubarb pie, and slid it across the counter toward her. "That's on the house," he said. "First slice is always free. But respect, that costs something." As Ramona left the diner, Harlan couldn't shake the feeling that his past had just caught up with him, and he knew that the quiet life he had built for himself was about to change forever.